Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
They have cold beer and action on the game.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
It's time for the Degenerates Next Door.
Dollar bills, y'all.
It's fire pit / bonfire season. Fewer things are more enjoyable to me than getting real liquored up and being in danger of falling into a fire. Grilling out, sitting by the fire, bringing the TV outside, pissing off your neighbors, and getting so belligerently drunk that your wife has to talk to you when she's got her teeth clenched. You need to slow down. Anybody else been there? Because I know I sure as hell have. Hey, my name is Jason Hammer. I do the Hammer and Nigel show here in Indianapolis, afternoons on WIBC. Big heritage flamethrower of a radio station. And joining me, as always, former elected official, the unofficial mayor of Brownsburg, Indiana, a man who once worked in the state capitol building and he was a tax-cutting machine. He's also a pretty successful radio host in his own right, Rob Kendall.
Yeah, it's been a pretty impressive life, but the most impressive thing I've ever done is to do this show with you, Hammer.
Yes, I'm sure that's the case. All right, so before we get into our game of the week, which is the Colts at the Chargers.
Wow.
Interesting matchup. Before we get into that, we got a little action tonight.
Action tonight, satisfaction all night.
Thank you, Brett Michaels. All right, so tonight, Thursday Night Football, you got a couple old dudes. You've got Aaron Rodgers, you've got Joe Flacco. Now, Aaron Rodgers gets on national TV all the time, but Joe Flacco, not so much. Tonight for Joe Flacco, Rob, it's like the old guy at a bachelor party. And here's what I mean by this. When you go to a bachelor party, it's like you and your buddies, if you were in a fraternity, your frat bros, your high school friends, some people from work, you think you guys are going to be the party animals. But the real reality is it's the dad or the uncle that goes to the bachelor party that is just ready to party. They're the ones getting loose because that's their night out. They're the ones buying the shots. They're the ones that don't want to go home. You and your buddies go out all the time. This is the night out for the old dude. And this brings us to Joey Flax. Joe Flacco tonight. Starting on Thursday Night Football at home in front of a primetime audience against another old guy. This is it. This is Joe Flacco's moment in the sun. How many more times in his career is Joe Flacco going to be starting on prime time national television for the world to see? I don't think the Bengals are going to get flexed to prime time anytime soon. So expect the unexpected out of Joe Flacco tonight. I think he's going to throw the ball, and we'll talk about that in the prop shop later on. But the Bengals defense stinks. Pittsburgh can score. Cincinnati can score. I like the over tonight. Now, the Bengals are catching 5.5 at home. And historically, Mike Tomlin on Thursdays, ass. But have you seen the Cincinnati defense? Equally as ass. But divisional games, man, you know how I feel about home divisional dogs. The Bengals are catching 5.5. And I was this close to hitching my wagon to those Bengals. But that defense scares me off. So I think the better play tonight is over 44. That's where we're going to go. We're going to ride the Lightning tonight. Over 44, Steelers and the Bengals. You look at Cincinnati's defense, just 22nd in the league in sack rate. They allow 7.9 yards per pass. That's good for 28th. And in the red zone, they're 30th in defense. Opponents are scoring touchdowns in the red zone against Cincinnati at a 71.4% rate. This is a recipe for points. Joey Flacco started getting Jamar Chase involved last week. Had over 90 catches. Got him in the end zone. And again, the old man on prime time, the old guy at the bachelor party, he's going to be putting that ball in the air. So we're going to take some points tonight. We're going to go over 44. Now, Rob, I turn to you for the game of the week. And honestly, I don't know how many people thought this would be the game of the week when the NFL schedule was released. But here we are, the Colts, the Chargers, Indianapolis coming in, tied with the best record in the NFL. Justin Herbert. Again, is Herbert good? Is he a dude? He still hasn't won a playoff game, but yet we keep hearing about how great Justin Herbert is. Harbaugh coach squad. What do we think here? Chargers are a 1.5-point home favorite, over under 48.
Yeah, the Chargers have been, I want to say, disappointing, although they're 4-2. So can you say some team that's 4-2 is disappointing? Now, the last 2 weeks, here's the deal. The last 2 weeks, they have given up 27 points both games. This is as a road team and a home team. So the defense, not great, which is weird for Harbaugh the past few weeks. Colts offense, really good. However, the Chargers offense, little banged up. But are they banged up enough? Because I don't think the Colts defense is all that great.
And the Colts are banged up offensively, too.
Yeah.
Still don't know if Josh Downs is going to be in the mix. He's in that concussion protocol.
Here's the deal. I'm going with this. The Chargers and Dolphins just combined for 56 points. If the Chargers and Dolphins can get 56, surely the Colts and the Chargers should be able to get to 56. The over-under is a big number at 48.5. I don't like this spread because I don't know what I'm going to get out of the Chargers recently. And like you said, with Downs, I don't know what I'm going to get out of the Colts. I'll go over 48.5.
Gentlemen, I'd like you to meet your captain, Captain Over.
Gentlemen, welcome aboard.
Captain, your navigator, Mr. Unger, and your first officer, Mr. Dunn.
Unger, over. Over, done.
All right, so you're going to ride the Lightning. You're going over.
Looking for a 9-6 game this week.
I begrudgingly am on the Chargers on this one. Now, it's a very small number. -1.5. Chargers at home. Again, both sides dealing with some injuries. At the time of this podcast, which is Thursday, just after noon, it's looking like Josh Downs, who has been a very big part of this Colts offense, might not be out of concussion protocol. And he's been very key for Daniel Jones and this Colts team. So I'm on the Chargers. I'm going to lay the 1.5 here. Historically, the Colts flying out to California has never been good. We saw it earlier this year. A lot of mental mistakes for whatever reason against the Rams in a game the Colts should have won. Stupid penalties, dropping the ball at the 1, and now here come the Chargers, who, like you said, Rob, haven't looked sharp, but they've been finding ways to keep that head above water. Home field advantage in the NFL, we always hear, is worth 3. This line's only 1.5. A lot of folks are probably going to jump on the Chargers, just money line. I'm a whore for money. I would rather have the extra couple of bucks that go with laying the 1.5, which means I look forward to a Chargers win 28-27, which would screw me. But I will lay the 1.5 with the Chargers on this one.
Done in by a kicker, no doubt.
Absolutely. Kickers hate me. Hate. All right, so Rob is on the over. I'm on the Chargers to cover. I've got the over in Thursday night tonight. Let's see what our professional handicappers think. Kenny Britt of KB Sports, David Stephanoff of Follow Never Fade. They are coming up next. We're going to make them give you free plays. We're going to bully them. We're going to boss them around because that's the way we roll here on the Degenerates Next Door. We are the Degenerates Next Door. We drink, we swear, we gamble a lot. That's what we do. We enjoy it. Got a problem with it? I don't know what to tell you. But Rob and I, Rob Kendall, we are not professional handicappers, but we are friends with many who are. And two of our favorites we bring on this podcast every week, and they share their thoughts on the game of the week and other games of note. So let's get down to business here. Kenny Britt of KB Sports, one of our favorite professional handicappers. Find him on Facebook at KB Sports. The game of the week, Kenny, is involving a team in our backyard, even though they're traveling cross-country. You've got the Colts at the Chargers. The Chargers 1.5-point home favorite here, and seeing a total right around 48.
Yep. Yeah. The name of the podcast isn't just some witty name. It's true to our hearts.
Right.
We are the degenerates. Yeah. This game, Jason, here's what I'm looking at. The Colts rushing offense is number 6 in the league. They're averaging 132 yards a game. LA's defense has given up 124, ranked 21st in the league. But I've watched the Chargers almost every game this year. Their defenses have been but don't break type of defense. They're only giving up 20 points a game this year. Colts defense only giving up 19 points a game this year, which is 4th in the league. But after saying all that, I'm really leaning on the under on this game, Jason. I think it's going to be a ground and pound for the Colts. The Chargers don't have much of a running game to speak of at all. So I think the Colts are going to try to keep Justin Herbert off the field a little bit. And I'm going to go with the under on this game, under 48.
So the question that I posed to our audience earlier in the show, Kenny, is kind of like the same question we've asked about Trevor Lawrence. We've seen Justin Herbert for a number of years now. Is he a dude or not? Because just when you think he's turned the corner, then there's a game where he looks very ordinary. It's the same thing with Trevor Lawrence. Been in the league for a couple years. We're not really sure if he's a dude or not.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a difference between that comparison. Trevor Lawrence, the fumbles, something like 25 in his career, which is terrible. Even though Herbert has looked bad sometimes, I don't think the losses have just been on him all the time, like on Trevor.
But I think he's had a better surrounding cast, though. Like, I get Trevor's being asked sometimes in that Jacksonville organization to not work with the best of the best. But listen, Justin Herbert's had some pretty decent surroundings around him and still waiting for that big playoff win.
Yeah, you're right. There's no argument there. So, we should know by now, right? Like we've said about Trevor Lawrence. This is his, 4th or 5th year in the league, and we should know by now. But with Jim Harbaugh, I think he's going to be okay. It's still early in the season. They have no running game right now. Their top 2 running backs are out. Their starting running back right now has no NFL experience, very little NFL experience, I should say. So, there's a lot of pressure on him right now. And but I just like the Colts. I just like the Colts running the ball this weekend. I think they're just going to pound the ball against LA, and I really like the under in this game.
Especially with Josh Downs still in the concussion protocol at the time of this podcast. If he's not able to suit it up this Sunday, I'm with you. You're going to see an awful lot more of Jonathan Taylor, a lot more handoffs. Give me a pick on another game. You get to pick any other one that you want.
Yeah, Jason, we all have teams that no matter how we bet them, to win, to lose, over, under, screw us, right?
Right.
Yes. But there's also teams that you just have a feel for in a certain year. They don't necessarily have to be your favorite team, but the Eagles have been my team this year. I've said all year something doesn't seem right with them. 2 weeks ago on this show, I gave Denver plus 4.5 at Philly, and they beat them outright. Then they went to the Giants last week, Philly did, and just got embarrassed. It was a terrible showing by Philly. You got A.J. Brown doing his typical stuff on the sidelines, being a crybaby. Barkley, the best player in the league, barely getting the ball. It's really, really interesting what's going on in Philly right now. And I just, all year, I have felt like for some reason, I've kind of got the feel of that team for some reason. But this weekend, they're going to Minnesota, and we're not sure if J.J. McCarthy's starting yet, but it's starting to lean that way a little bit, which would solidify this play that I'm going to give. I like Philly this week, and I like Philly a lot. They're not going to lose 3 games in a row. We've talked about on the podcast yesterday about, dickhead college coaches. Well, Sirianni's a dickhead coach, and he's not going to let them lose 3 games in a row. There's whichever quarterback starts for the Vikings, neither one of them scares me a bit. I don't even care which one starts. If JJ starts, that solidifies my choice even more. So I love the Eagles. I like to know what you think about that game, but I love them this week at Minnesota. Nothing Minnesota has but under center scares me.
Yeah, I think they're better with Carson Wentz. I mean, if we're being honest with it. And I know that triggers a lot of people for whatever reasons. And it's not because I'm just in love with Carson Wentz. I just don't think JJ is that guy.
No, not yet. I mean, I don't know if Kevin O'Connell's going to get in trouble for giving up on Sam Darnold or not. But, man, he has looked horrible so far. And they're talking about him starting this week as of this podcast. It's not been official yet, but that's the trend. That's the way it's looking right now. So,
okay.
Yeah, neither one of those quarterbacks scared me, Jason. So Philly's not losing 3 straight games this week. It's -1.5. So let's just do the money line. It's -125, which is just a little bit of extra juice. So let's take Philly on the money line this weekend.
All right, so we're riding the Eagles, and you are on the under 48 with the Colts and Chargers on Sunday. My man, if somebody wants to become a client of yours, whether it's for NFL, college football, we've got the big Breeders' Cup, horse racing extravaganza coming up right around the corner. How can we find you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, KB Sports. Like Jason said, that Breeders' Cup's in 2 weeks. Basketball starting in 5 more days. Big weekend in football. So everything I do and got's on my Facebook page, KB Sports.
My man, we'll talk to you next Tuesday for the Big College Show.
All right, guys, let's all beat them this weekend.
All right, we go from one professional handicapper to another one. The president, the owner, the CEO, hail to the chief, the man behind followneverfade.com is professional handicapper David Stephanoff. David, so where are we at with this Colts and Chargers game here? 1.5 is the number. The Chargers are a home favorite. Total looking at right around 48.
Well, in my follow never fade power index, LOL, I think these are the 2 best teams in the AFC playing each other, honestly. And I think the Colts are the best team. But it's going to be a good matchup. Good coach. Chargers haven't been playing very well, but they've been winning. They haven't been winning pretty. It's going to be a tight game. I see that you're on leading the Chargers against our Colts there, Hammer.
Yeah, man. I just think at home, Colts traveling out west. They've never done really well traveling out west. Saw this act earlier against the Rams. Self-induced errors, man. I think the Colts are sticking around. I think this is a close game, but the spread is so small, I might as well try to pick up a few extra bucks and lay the 1.5 as opposed to the money line.
Yeah, it's a tough game. You can't bet you're definitely not betting your heart here. You're with your head here. I think the Chargers coming into the season, they were probably one of the best teams supposed to be one of the best teams. Great coach, great running game. They've had a couple injuries. That's cost some things. I'm kind of liking the both defenses here in this game here. I'm kind of liking the under 48 in this game. I think Chargers' strengths stopping the pass, Colts' strengths stopping the run. They're both defenses don't give up more than about 18, 19 points a game. The total's sitting at 48. I think this total is way, way overinflated. I think this game could stay under 40. It's going to be a running game. I think the Chargers are going to they cause a lot of interceptions. They lead the league in don't lead the league in turnovers, but lead the league secondary lead the league in tip balls and turnovers. I think it's a bad play for Daniel Jones. We can't have no hiccups like they did versus the Rams. No dropping the ball, no penalties like that. No, that's for the Colts to win. But I think here is the play with 2 good defenses here, and Herbert's kind of struggling. They didn't play well versus the Dolphins last week. They didn't play well at all. They got the victory. It's all that counts. But I just think the defenses here it's going to be a defensive-minded game, and I tend to like the under 48 here, Hammer.
And I like the under in that one as well. The reason I went Chargers, and again, we're gambling guys, right? This is what we do. At the time of this podcast, looking like Josh Downs might not be cleared out of concussion protocol. So if Josh Downs is not able to suit it up on Sunday, again, he's still in the protocol as of right now. That's a big loss to that Colts offense. He's been a big part of what they've been doing.
And I think he just came back, didn't he, a couple of games? He's only been back a couple of games from injury, I think, maybe for him. He didn't miss a couple of games early in the year,
right.
The Colts, but he's a safety valve. Him and Jonathan Taylor have been getting catches because there's this safety valve. Deion Jones, unlike Richardson, he'll throw the ball away and be safe and flip to another play. You're right, though. That's a big loss for the Colts. I just think that Jim Harbaugh, they know their only path to victory is to play some defense. And it's going to be it's going to be a struggle. Colts always struggle on the West Coast. You're right. They struggled versus the Rams. They should have won the game. Let's just hope that it stays under 48 and Chargers for you, boss.
All right, so pick any other game on the board. What's got your interest?
I'm looking at the Reds. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I'm looking at the Commanders.
No, you said it right. They're the Redskins. Hail to the Redskins.
But okay, I just want to offend some people. Hey, I love everybody. Commanders, Cowboys. Jaden Daniels. He don't lose too many games back to back. I love this angle here. Him and his coach together. They don't lose when they're together. They don't lose back to back. They're playing the Cowboys. The line says everything you need to know. Cowboys looking like they're the Cowboys. The old no CD Lamb. They're still putting up 30 and 40 points. Vegas is telling you all I need to know here. They're making the Commanders still the favorite at Dallas. I like the Commanders here. I don't think Jalen Daniels loses back-to-back games. That game Monday night, their handle, is the handoff. There was a bad handoff. The game could go the other way. They win that game, and we could talk about maybe 3 or 4 point favorite tonight, Sunday versus the Cowboys. But I'm like you. I'm going to take this little 1.5 point spread. I'm going to lay it with the Washington Commanders over the Dallas Cowboys.
So Washington -1.5 at the Cowboys, and the under for the Colts and
48.
the Chargers.
Little tidbit tonight. I know you like the over in the Cincinnati game. I'm here in Cincinnati. I live here part of the year. I kind of like that. The Bengals look sneaky tonight, Hammer. The Bengals look sneaky.
So when you say Bengals look sneaky, are you talking about covering, or are we talking money line upset?
If Bengals cover, they win the game tonight. I think if the Bengals cover the game tonight, they win the game. I just think something's fishy up here in Cincinnati with Flacco. He's got their. It's going to be 80% Pittsburgh fans. I'm going to tell you that right now. So it's going to be 80%. The stadium's going to be full of Pittsburgh fans. I just think this number looks kind of sketchy. Why isn't it should be 7.5? Usually when against 5.5, I tend to like the dog like that, especially in the division game. Just something just feels off about tonight. The dog has been covering a lot on primetime football. I think the Bengals got a chance tonight.
Home divisional dogs. You know how I feel about that,
buddy.
man.
You already know, buddy. ATMs.
Hey, where can we find Follow Never Fade?
Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. My college football play of the year goes Saturday. If it loses, it's not going to lose. We won last year's. You get football free for the rest of the year. That's a $400 value for free if my football play loses. NFL, we've been doing pretty good. We swept last week college football. We went 4-3 in NFL football. But hey, follow me everywhere: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I put lots of free plays out everywhere, people. Just type in Follow Never Fade on Instagram or Facebook. We put a tons of free plays. Thank you, Hammer, for having me again every week. Shout out to KB Sports and Kenny Britt and the mayor of Brownsburg. My guy, Rob Kendall. Have a great week, and don't forget to follow Never Fade.
All right, that's our professionals. They're laying it out for you, and they're both on the under in that Colts and Chargers game. All right, coming up next, a couple more plays for you. We'll take a trip down to the prop shop, and for all of you cheapskates, Rob Kendall's going to ball on a budget. That's coming up next. We are the Degenerates Next Door. Back on the Degenerates Next Door. All right, everybody get your keys. Make sure you got something to drink. Hit the can before we leave. We're getting in the old family truckster, and we're driving down to the prop shop.
I take you to the
Prop
shop. I let you lick the lollipop. Go ahead, girl, don't you stop. Keep on going till you hit the
prop. We pay no expenses on the imaging that we use on this program. All right. Let's take a look at Thursday Night Football tonight. You've got the Steelers at the Bengals, and I always like to have action no matter who's on the field. So I'm going to give you a Bengal, and I'm going to give you a Steeler. Let's start with the Steelers. DK Metcalf. Over-under set at 66.5 receiving yards. We're going to go over, and this is why. Cincinnati is 29th in the NFL in defensive drop-back success, which means they're not getting any pressure. And DK's had 80 yards or more in 3 of 5 games. Steelers are dealing with one of their wide receivers being banged up, their number 2 option, Calvin Austin. So other than tight ends and running backs, where is Aaron Rodgers going to throw the ball? Probably to the slot guy that's doing his damnedest to get open. So we're going to go over 66.5 with DK Metcalf against that ass Cincinnati defense. On the other side, I talked about this earlier. The old man at the bachelor party, Joe Flacco, over under 36.5 attempts. Prime time. It's his time to shine. If he has to audible and check out of some runs, he's going to do it. Let's be honest. If Cincinnati is competitive in this game, it's not because they're running it right down Pittsburgh's throat. They're going to throw the ball around. Now, I don't know if it's going to get picked off, taken back to the house, or Jamar Chase is going to score in a 60-yard bomb, but that damn ball is going to be in the air. So we're going over 36.5 attempts, just passing attempts for Joe Flacco tonight. And then on Sunday, with our game of the week, the Chargers at the Colts, this one jumped out at me. Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, over-under rushing yards is set at 16.5. I'm jumping on this over right now. And again, if you want that, I saw this at Bet Rivers. If you want that, jump on this right now because I bet that number goes up. You're just one or two broken plays away from Daniel Jones cashing this. I like this play a great deal. Honestly, I like this prop better than picking the game itself. Daniel Jones over 16.5 rushing yards. Now, let's just say you spent too much money on booze last week. Let's say you made some picks and they didn't go your way. And this week, you find yourself balling on a budget. Relax. The cheapest man alive, he's got your back, here to help you ball on a budget. For all of you cheap asses is Rob Kendall.
This happens to be a $100 minimum bet table. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at one of our lower stakes tables.
Oh! All right, you cheapskates. It's time for Rob Kendall's Ballin' on a Budget.
Very tight with $1.
All right, Rob, tell me how I can take a little money and turn it into not as little money.
All right, here's what we're doing this week, Hammer. We got some clear favorites. Doesn't pay out a lot individually, but you put them together, you can make a few bucks. We got the Chiefs money line minus 720 versus the Raiders. The Patriots minus 260 at the Titans. The Giants, or the Broncos rather, minus 330 hosting the Giants. And the Packers minus 310 at the Cardinals. So we got the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Packers money line. You put all those low odds together, you get plus 150, which means a $10 bet would pay you $15.
So $10 bet pays out $15. Not only do you get your money back, but you get an extra $5. That's almost good enough to get you 2 Arby's roast beef sandwiches.
That's right, brother. You don't mess with this. And like you said, you get basically a whole day's worth of entertainment if these guys keep winning. And it's just money line. You don't have to get any points. Just win the game.
And I gave Arby's a shout out just for you because there's no bigger fan, no bigger supporter of Arby's than you are.
Yeah, literally our listeners send me the coupon sheets like every week. And I just live at the Arby's.
And I respect this because Arby's is often a punching bag in the national media when you're looking at like cheap fast food places or low rent fast food places. But I promise you this, anybody that gets a beef and cheddar in front of their face, you are eating the hell out of that thing.
Oh, yeah. The problem with Arby's is it's so much more expensive than the other fast food places. But that's where the coupon sheets come in. So every day I have my little coupon sheet. I walk in there, I hand it to them. They give me good value.
Arby's is the Nickelback of the fast food world.
Oh, it's very good.
And listen, Nickelback, for whatever reason, became like an easy punching bag. Anytime somebody wanted to talk about a band that sucks or you make fun of somebody, the punchline was always Nickelback.
Lots of hits.
But you go to one of their shows, it's sold out, hot chicks everywhere around the board. These dudes are millionaires. Some of their songs are actually really good. Like, there are way worse bands than Nickelback out there, but yet for whatever reason, they became the punching bag.
Yeah, the Beatles are way worse than Nickelback.
Whoa! Whoa! Listen, I'm not Mr. Beatle by any means of the imagination, but you're going to say the Beatles were not good.
I think they're the most overrated band of all time. I think the nation suffered some sort of head injury or hypnosis or what. I don't know.
But you also like Springsteen.
Yeah.
And all that dude does is go up there, grunt, and rip on all the things that you voted for.
Well,
all of your policies as an elected official.
I wouldn't expect you to understand the thinking man's music, so I'm not even going to have this conversation with you.
But seriously, how can you be the tax-cutting machine, the conservative politician, and carry the water for Bruce Springsteen, who's basically done fundraisers for all the people trying to put you out of work?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Okay, fair enough. Let's recap the board
What,
here.
do you want me to do some big speech about my tortured childhood, my soul, and how he spoke to that, and there was identifiability about the working people that he wrote about and the hard things they were going through? Is that what you want me to do here?
No, I want you to talk about how Bruce Springsteen and most of his songs craps all over America, despite idiots thinking Born on the 4th of July is some big patriotic song to shoot fireworks off to. I just thought you loved America. That's my fault. I had faith in you. I thought you loved America.
I don't owe you anything, dude. I owe you nothing.
And Bruce owes me nothing. God, other than a couple of songs, once he got into that phase of his career, past the Born in the USA album, everything was just a grunt with music to it.
You know, I love that you were like, hey, Rob, we should do this show together. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. We'll talk about sports. Oh, and I'm also just going to crap all over all the people you like. Why wouldn't you want to do this show with me?
What's the Tom Hanks movie where he had AIDS and Bruce Springsteen did one of the songs on the soundtrack, and all it was him going... You couldn't tell if it was Joe Biden trying to read a prompter or a new hit single by Bruce Springsteen.
Philadelphia was the name of the movie. Streets of Philadelphia was the song, and I believe it won the Oscar or whatever they give away for the movies. It won the best song.
Oh, yeah, because the Oscars are always what the people love. Hell, one year a movie won the Oscar and nobody spoke in it.
Do you feel better about yourself for this segment? Now, the rest of the day you're going to walk around feeling better about yourself?
Do you know why I'm doing it? Giving you a dose of your own medicine?
Because you like to watch me suffer.
I do like to watch you suffer.
Look, you are the most spiteful person I've ever met.
And I wear that with a badge of honor.
You are the last person, and I've told people this, who have decided to pick fights with you. You are the last person I would ever engage in any sort of altercation with, because you are vengeful, you are rotten, and you will not let anything go.
And I know all the right people.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that. Hey, let's recap the board here. I'm on the over tonight, over 44, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and then I'm on the Chargers. I'm going to lay the 1.5, which means I fully anticipate to get screwed by the hook on Sunday.
I guess now I should get my Monday Night Football bet. You're too busy crapping all over me.
Oh, my God, I forgot.
You're too busy crapping all over me. You didn't even play the damn music.
Here, let me introduce you as Bruce Springsteen, shall we? Here now. Monday Night Football. Rob Kendall. Mr. Monday Night, go ahead.
Well, not that anybody's left listening, but if you're still here at this point,
I totally forgot Monday night.
I'm going with the Texans getting 3.5 against Seattle.
Seattle is one of those teams. They're the NFL version of row your boat guy. No matter what I do with Seattle, I end up getting screwed.
Yeah, I feel like the Texans are playing a little better. I know they made some changes. They got, what's his face, the quarterback. Well, I was going to say Deshaun Watson. That looks just like him. What's the guy's name? Stroud. Yes, thank you. And do they look alike, or did I just imagine that?
No, just because to you, apparently all black guys look alike.
No, it wasn't that at all. They look alike. They're what? Oh, one of them went to Ohio State. I was thinking they both went to Ohio State. Take my bet. It's going to be fabulous. The Texans. Why did I think Deshaun Watson went to Ohio State?
I don't know. He went to Clemson. Maybe he went to a few massage parlors in the greater Columbus area.
Oh,
I don't know.
He plays on the Browns. That's in Ohio. That's
just limp to the finish.
I just couldn't. You so distracted me. I wasn't prepared to have a music debate with you about Bruce Springsteen, and now I'm all out of whack. You didn't even remember to play the damn sounder.
You can't even defend your own guy. There's a movie out about him right now, and you can't even defend your own guy.
I'm going with the Texans getting 3.5. I think Stroud's playing better. I'm going with the over 48.5 in that game, and I took some favorites for balling on a budget.
Our professional handicappers, Kenny Britt, who I'm sure hates Bruce Springsteen too, because he's an American. He's on the under 48 in the Chargers and Colts game, and he's got the Eagles money line. And then we've got David Stephanoff, follow never fade. He's also on the under 48 with that Colts and Chargers game. And he's got the Washington Football Redskins / Commanders laying 1.5.
I'm going to win both these bets this weekend, and you're going to feel bad about how mean you were to me.
If you go 2-0, I will play a part of a Bruce Springsteen song in this podcast next week.
Oh, my gosh. What a favor. Thank you.
And then you can explain to me how magical the grunting that I'm hearing really is.
All right.
All right. For Rob Kendall, the world's biggest Bruce Springsteen fan, so full of shit, I'm Jason Hammer. For Kenny Britt of KB Sports,
I
David
touched his
Stephanoff.
leg one time. I touched his leg.
Did you get a thrill up it like Chris Matthews did at MSNBC? Oh, the thrill ran up my leg. David Stephanoff with Follow It Never Fade. We need a break. We're going to take a break and be back on Tuesday for the college football extravaganza. Let's have some beers. Let's listen to some American music. And let's win so much damn money this weekend we can be above the law. Until then, have a great weekend. And as always, may the odds be ever in your favor.